Welcome back to another episode of NewOrleans.Football presented by PJ's Coffee, coming to you from the Oshner Andrews Institute podcast studio. Great show for you guys today. The Saints got a change at kicker. We're going to talk about the Miami game coming up. Thanksgiving's on the horizon. A lot of stuff to get into today. If you're looking to buy a new car, get one from Matt Bowers. It's a great holiday gift. Buying someone a car, put that big bow on it. Tell them NOF sent you. Go up there. Matt's got dealerships all over. Best prices, best customer care. Everything you need to have a great car buying experience. And if you want to celebrate your fandom beyond the field, Keesler Federal is proud to be the official credit union sponsor of the New Orleans Saints. They're a not-for-profit organization, meaning that their customers always come first. You can enjoy better fees, better rates, and everything else you need to get one step closer to living your dreams. That's Keesler Federal, the official credit union sponsor of the New Orleans Saints. First topic today, presented by Aaron Rose. Cade York is in as kicker, Blake Grupe is out, and Justin Tucker is on a plane out of town. This could have been a much different conversation. This could have been a much different conversation. What do you think? What do you think of the move? What do you think about the Cade York move?
Well, I don't want to give the Saints credit for finding a young, talented kicker with a lot of potential upside, which Cade York is, which makes me like the Cade York signing. He was a 4th-round pick in 2022, like so many other kickers do. You know, he hit his hurdles and he got cut by 2 different teams. But he actually finished pretty strong with the Bengals last year. I'm pretty surprised he didn't get any training camp invites or anything this year. But, you know, he's still a 24-year-old kicker who was once picked in the 4th round and just made a 59-yarder in December last year. So there's something for them to look at here. I like that. But the fact that the other kicker they brought in for a tryout was a 36-year-old lets you know that they weren't doing this as a developmental move. They were doing it trying to find the best kicker available who could win games for them now. So I don't know how much credit to give them, but I think they ended up with the right choice. And then obviously the other part of this equation is releasing Blake Grupe. I said I kind of understood why they gave him as many chances as they did, because he's got some skins on the wall. He did look fantastic in training camp. You know, you don't want to just be on the constant carousel. What happens when the next guy misses 2? Do you cut him? What happens when the next guy misses 2? But Blake Grupe used up all his 9 lives. I mean, it was apparent after that last game that if he was on double probation, that it was just time. Hopefully the change of scenery does him well, but they had to make a move.
He wasn't in a camp?
No, as far as I can tell, he kicked with the Bengals last year while McPherson was hurt, did a good job for them, and then didn't get a look this year.
I like the idea of a younger player. Obviously has a lot of upside, all the stuff you're saying. I don't know if I'm confident in it. I'm not sure I'd be confident in either option at this point. Both those guys, like Cade York has a career 73% rate. He was with Washington first last year, I think. Missed 2 kicks in a game, got cut. That was it. Then what we saw with the Bengals, like he's got a nice little runway here to get something going. I do think that there's a ton of pressure on him, though. I think you come into this, and if you aren't hitting your kicks, I'm not positive this is the end of the Justin Tucker saga. I don't think he comes in once, loses a tryout, and that's it. I think it's probably, you know, they probably know that nobody else is going to. I'd be surprised if anyone's rushing to pick up a guy with 16 cases of alleged sexual misconduct. Like, that's a messy situation. I mean, so I would think like you know, I don't even want to put it on anyone. I was going to say someone we know's name here, but like a contender's kicker, if they got hurt, that feels like where you might lose a Justin Tucker. Barring that, I think he's probably going to be a free agent for a while. So I think you get a chance to look at one guy, and if you want to go to the other one, I think it's potentially there. I take away all the off field, just signing a 36-year-old kicker when you have a 24-year-old doesn't make sense to me. And then you add in a bunch of other stuff, and there's no, like, it didn't happen. So I'm not going to get into the more.
No sense on any front.
I'm not going to get into the morality of all of it, but I mean, there's stuff that you have to reconcile, and like you add that in, it's like, why would you be doing that? But it's not the case. They're going to the young guy, and yeah, I'm curious to see what he can do. This fits in the. There's just so many like there's so many philosophies happening with this team right now that I'm not sure fully reconcile. There's just a lot of things that I'm not sure, like letting Groupie kick through it and figure it out kind of fits with like one thing. And then like all of a sudden he misses two, and we're willing to do anything in the world to have a kicker that can knock down field goals. Well, we're not willing to let the quarterback throw through everything, but we're willing to have the 30 whatever year old guy throw passes down. Like there's just a lot of things where I just wish everything would settle into one basket where it's like, this all makes sense. And this is what they're doing. And this is their identity. And that's the direction they're going. I don't think they found that. And I mean, it's obviously not going to happen this year. There's just a lot of out of like nowhere. It feels like a little bit of like pressing. And I think that's kind of been the case for 3-4 weeks now, where all of a sudden it's like, they feel like they got to start winning some games. And good. You should probably be trying to win some games, but like within a philosophy that makes sense. Cade York at least allows me to lie and say that they're going young, but like I don't know that was the intent. Like they were very much willing to go old here, and I don't know how much that matters to a certain extent. Like it's a kicker, but it's just weird, man. It's just weird that it was like willing to do anything to get these 3 points, but on Sunday morning they were like willing to risk it with the other guy that's been shaky. It's just very, very odd. Very odd how it's kind of played out. But this season, I don't know. It is what it is. It's just, I don't know. I'm just out in the weeds a little bit on that one.
No, look, you're right that there's been a lot of I mean, you were on this train back when they signed Julian Blackmon, when they had Jonas Sanker as one of their highest draft picks. And it's like, why are you blocking Jonas Sanker with Blackmon? And then they started doing some of the right things with Stutzman and Stallbert and Quincy Riley getting playing time, especially Quincy Riley, because Isaac Yadam could have cost them a compensatory draft pick. So, and then obviously they stuck with Rattler and Shough as the only, as the young quarterbacks, and Hainer, and now they've turned to Shough fairly early in the season. So they're like 75, 80% there of how you'd want a developmental team to act. But then there are Taysom Hill moments and Justin Tucker moments, and they can't quite get over the hump.
Yeah, I mean, but that 25%, it's a big percentage, and it's an important percentage, and it takes away from things.
Yep.
It's just, you just wish they were all the way there, like radically in the one philosophy. I mean, like my third eye was like way too open, but as I was trying to figure out, hey, look, why are they okay with the missed field goals? I thought I was kind of like, hey, look, maybe they're okay with it, and you want them to make them, but missing them isn't the worst thing in the world, and you still see your offense go down the field, and if you don't get the 3 points, you still know that like your offense kind of got those 3 points, got into position to get them, and you're okay with it because there's draft status and all that stuff. And I thought maybe it was a quiet way to just kind of be like, hey, this is okay, and this guy's probably going to be good on the other side of it. We're going to live through it. But then like the hard press today was kind of, that wasn't really the case. Look, if you put the punter thing in there too, like they have the worst punting in the league. Like that was almost
and worse than they've been in the last 2 years when they were also the worst in the league.
There was a piece of me that was just, are you okay with the field position? Because again, like maybe that's a quiet way, but that's obviously not the case. But like there's just moments where some of the stuff has been like, why are you doing this? And as you try to get your head around it, you're going down all these rabbit holes. And like I realized fully that that's an idiotic thought process, but like my head was going to those places for a minute. Like, but yeah, I mean, obviously that's not where it's at. Anyways, they got a new kicker. We'll see how he does. It's something that I think probably needed to happen. And you get to a point where you have to do it for the sake of your locker room, just for them to see that you're trying to get them 3 points. So we'll see how Cade York does. If he doesn't hit, I wouldn't be surprised if Dorby opens up again at some point down the road. All right, next topic presented by Rouse is the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shough went through the tape. Did you have any lingering thoughts on him before I go on my rant?
Yeah, I want to know what you saw on tape. I mean, I think I said coming out of the game, it felt B-, C+. I know Kellen Moore's initial comment after the game is, I bet when we go through the tape, we're going to see a lot of things we liked. And it felt that way to me. But when I looked back over it, and I didn't watch the tape as much as you, so I'm eager to hear what you say on this. But it felt like a lot of empty calories. It felt like his best work came in 2-minute drills. He himself said they were awful on first down, so it was second and long and third and long the whole time. I felt he was constantly under pressure, which isn't his fault. I actually think it could have been worse, that pressure could have turned into more mistakes than it did. He got away with a couple of those shovel passes and things. The one interception was so late in the game. I don't blame him for that. But he did get sacked 5 times. It just felt like the good things he did were a reminder that, I want to keep seeing this guy. I want them to keep working with him. But he didn't overcome any of the negative circumstances of that game.
Yeah, 14 times under pressure on attempts, and then obviously the sacks on top of that in some of the scrambles. But 14 pass attempts under pressure, only hit 7 of them for 59 yards. Was definitely under pressure quite a bit. Yeah, I thought it was a game of good or bad. And I would agree with the empty calories part of it. It felt like some of that was definitely in some of those situations where he started racking up a little bit. I do like the decisiveness that he has, like kind of just like ripping those seams to Vele, ripping those slants to him. I think that's a way that you can probably get him going. And some of those like quick up the seam, big guy, quick slant, Mike Thomas type things, like those definitely feel like ways you can get him involved. And I don't know that he has like the separation ability down the field that other guys do, but I think there's ways that he can get open quick. And I think Shough finds him quick. So that was encouraging to see. Like, that's a guy where I feel like if he does that, if he has 4 catches for 44, 3 for 36, whatever, if you're doing that every week, it's not like a game changer, but that's a solid wide receiver 3. If you're doing that and he gives you 700 yards, 600 yards through the season and 4 or 5 touchdowns, I think you can live with the value. I still don't like trading for a 27-year-old guy, but it kind of just is what it is. Shough, though, I thought there was some good. Like, he throws with the anticipation. There were some really, really great throws where he's throwing the guys before they're coming out of their break, and you like that confidence. And I think you can look at that and say, hey, this is going to protect and go forward. The thing I didn't like is that I felt there was, I want to use the right verb here, but maybe like a little bit of skittishness in the, like he was bailing on some clean pockets, and that I didn't like. Like, he bailed and got himself into a sack. He bailed on that. I'm sure you remember the weird throw, like where he drifted out to the left and like kind of fluttered a pass way down the field that fell like way off the mark from Chris Olave in the second half. And it was just kind of like, like when you go back and look at it, pocket's clean. If he had just sat there, he could have hit Vele and potentially got a touchdown on that play. But he kind of gets himself out, drifts himself into pressure. So there was a little bit of like, I think, anticipating pressure that wasn't necessarily affecting him. And we got the film study on the site, and I got like 4 or 5 of those plays where I go through. And again, you're very early in this process. So maybe he makes these mistakes or he does things, he cleans it up and he gets better and you go forward from there. But I would point out that, with Rattler, we said the thing was going to be like that technical accuracy was going to be the thing that determined success or failure for him. I think the pocket, like, and there's some great pocket stuff in here. So you could absolutely lean into it. But I think that consistent pocket ability, like, is going to be the thing that determines whether Tyler Shough's your 10-year starter or if he's just a guy that gets you to the next guy. So definitely something to keep an eye on. That was the thing in college, and that's kind of, how I felt about it. But yeah, I would say probably C+. Like, it wasn't, PFF hated the game. Look, I guess the other thing too that we should probably point out is that there was the pick, but there was the one, I think, to Vele. Vele took it away. That was an interception.
Yeah. Vele saved one. Chris Olave saved maybe 2, definitely 1.
I say one. I'll give him 1.5. Like, yeah, two different plays. One was definitely a save. The other one was kind of, I don't know if it would have got picked for sure. So that's where I go to app. But definitely 2 plays where he played defense on it. Yeah. So yeah, 3 moments, little bit risky. And I think he got lucky to get out of it. And then the one pick ends up being in a situation where you're like, whatever, end the game, just move past it. So, but yeah, there were 3 of them. So
he has 2 on the season now, and I think he deserves to have 2 on the season. Like, that's not a misleading number. The 2 that got intercepted didn't deserve necessarily to be his 2 interceptions, but he's not a guy that shouldn't have 2 on the ledger.
To be fair, though, like, I'm not sure that I would have, just consistency. Yeah, maybe C+ is generous, like, given that there were those turnover worthy plays. They were tough. Like, it's tough to have those on there. At the same
time, though, I mean, obviously, if anyone has listened to people talk after Saints games for the last 5 years now, then they're tired of hearing, if only, if you don't take away, if you just give us. But I mean, they really, like 9 times out of 10, you're supposed to be able to score from inside the 1 yard line. So if those are 2 touchdown drives, even if it is Taysom Hill running them in, if those are 2 touchdown drives and Blake Grupe makes one of his 2 field goals, I mean, we're talking about what, maybe they don't win, but 23 points or something like that. I think we feel differently about it if they just put the points on the board, and he did get them down there into scoring territory. But damn, the red zone. I mean, they took the ball out of his hands a lot down there, but this is a team that just, and we covered Derek Carr and thought this was his biggest shortcoming. I've never seen a team that just shuts down from the beginning of the season till now in that area of the field. It's startling.
Yeah, they get more points. You feel a little bit different about it. I mean, I don't know that I feel like you're not getting in the end zone. I'm not sure I feel great about it. I don't know that I would give Shough credit for getting into the end zone because he wasn't really part of the group project. Any time down there, it's kind of insane that an NFL team lined up in the red zone 15 times and he didn't have an official pass attempt. I'm not sure I've ever seen that happen ever. Like that might be the first time. I have no idea how to look that up, but it's definitely an interesting thing.
I know. How about that Patriots game in the freezing temperatures at one time where didn't Bill run the ball on like 44 of 45 snaps that game?
Could have been. Yeah, definitely could have been. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the red zone thing, though, is crazy. And, I hated that he did it to Rattler, and I hate that he's doing it to Shough. Like, I just really wish that he would let him run them plays. And look, even going back to I think it was New England, Taysom came in and scored a touchdown. And I absolutely, it's not result space for me. Like, I hate it because, like, we were talking about the whole, like, can Rattler get better in the red zone? That's what he has to do. He has to hit on these passes. And A, we aren't finding out, and B, you aren't giving him an opportunity to get better. And as insane as this sounds, and again, this goes back to my philosophy thing, I think Shough going out there and leading a failing drive has more value to your franchise than just scoring a touchdown with Taysom, because he could screw up there and figure something out that helps him succeed the next time. And then that helps you succeed for the next 10 years. And you're taking away those opportunities from him. I would just rather see him go there. And I get it. You're trying to win all this stuff, but those aren't winning plays right now either. So you can't really, if you're going to do it, at least succeed on it. So I think the criticism becomes twofold then when it's like, why are you doing this and it isn't working? And it's just kind of a bad look for him. But anyway,
everything goes to pattern. We talked about it on the show. It'll change in Miami. It's going to be nothing but Tyler Shough pass attempts in the red zone. That's my prediction.
And I hope it is, man. And if they're all bad, good. Like, who cares? Now we know. Like, that's evidence. That leads me to hey, look, maybe they should. Because if you're doing this and like Taysom's getting all those reps, you know what happens at the end of the season? Boy, I'm not sure. Should they take Mendoza? Man, I don't know. Like, I think he's good, but you really gotta find out like if a guy can score down there. Like, that's Derek Carr. If you just evaluated Derek Carr from the 20 to the 20, boy, like much different player. Then you get down into the red zone. It was like 51% for his career or something like that.
I also need to see more Chris Olave pass attempts down there.
I'm good on those, man. All right, we're going to hit a quick break and we'll be right back. Whether you're an athlete or just trying to stay active, Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute can help get you moving and keep you moving. You'll have access to the highest levels of specialized care, nationally renowned expertise, the latest equipment, and modern facilities, including a convenient walk-in orthopedic clinic when you need care fast. From the field to recovery, Ochsner Andrews Institute is there to help move your healing forward and get you back to what you love. Learn more at ochsner.org/ortho.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
I used a home equity loan from Keystone Federal to fix up the garage. Woo! Because living your dream means living your way. And the kids take the field.
It's not even game day.
The New Orleans NewOrleans.Football show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. I don't play favorites with our sponsors on the show, but one of my favorites for sure is RV Masters. You guys have been watching our show lately and you've seen our awesome new van. That thing is decked out. And the best part about it is I took it up to RV Masters and I was like, this is what I want to do, but I had no idea how I wanted to do it or how to get it done. And they took care of it from start to finish, brought me out for updates, were giving me new ideas, and they made it exceed my wildest dreams. And they will do the same thing for you. RV Masters offers full service RV, motorhome, and travel trailer repair. They have preventative maintenance and service packages for your RVs, your AC, your generators. They specialize in solar and lithium upgrades, satellite TV, and Starlink. They'll take care of you if you get into a collision. Whatever you need, they got you. And I can speak from experience because they definitely had us on our new van. I cannot vouch for anyone more than I vouch for RV Masters. RV-Masters.com. Go check them out.
I believe it, I can see it. If it's in my sights, I achieve it. Ain't no leaving, no defeating. Show up, complete and repeat it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Get game ready. Play game ready scratch-offs and fast play from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Enter the second chance drawing for a chance to win up to $1 million.
Yeah, they want me to quit, I can't stop it. I'm out of this world, I'm like a rocket. And you can never be us. We not afraid of the pressure, cause we good in the clutch. Yeah.
Get game ready. Play game ready scratch-offs and fast play from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Enter the second chance drawing for a chance to win up to $1 million.
Shough Insurance, the Earhart Agency, is a longtime partner on this podcast, but the truth is, I was advertising them to my friends and everybody I knew long before they ever jumped on this show. And I'm going to tell you why. Every 6 months, my car insurance policy comes up, and every 6 months, I get a call from somebody from there telling me I need to change it or stay where I'm at. They're shopping my policy constantly to make sure I am getting the best possible deal. That means money in the bank. And those are the type of people you love because, look, we all live here. We all know how it is. The insurance rates are out of control. You need somebody watching your back. And they actually really do it. And I was with them before they ever asked me to be with them. So they are people that you need to be doing business with. And if you are going to look up their insurance, make sure you are looking for the Earhart Agency. Those are our guys. There's a lot of Shough insurances. The Earhart Agency is the one you want. I can speak for them. Real life, real support, real good business, real money saved. Call them up today. Shough Insurance, the Earhart Agency. Hardhide flavored whiskey, Ponchatoula strawberry, and Chilton County peaches in your favorite bars, stores, and restaurants. Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey is a blend of aged wheat whiskey, light American whiskey, and fresh Chilton County peaches from Alabama's Durbin Family Farms. And Hardhide Strawberry Whiskey tells the story of a small town famous for strawberry farming. A delicious natural strawberry-infused 86-proof whiskey for whiskey lovers. Just look for the red and orange bottles in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. Welcome back to NewOrleans.Football. Our next topic is presented by Bobby Abear's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Alvin Kamara has an MCL sprain, I'm told. There was some thought that he could possibly play, but I don't know if you're going to push it in this circumstance. So we'll kind of see how it goes. We know what kind of work he puts in. Shout out to JT. He's gonna put in all that work and try to get him back on the field. But if he doesn't play, what do you think happens to the offense without him? Can they survive?
I think they're in big trouble. Look, I like what we saw from Devin Neal. I'm really excited. Like Devin Neal was late to the party this year when all the other rookies were getting to play. And then he finally, got to see an increased workload when Kendra Miller got hurt. And now he's RB1 for the Saints. It's amazing that out of all these day three rookies, he's going to end up probably playing the most vital role of all of them. And I think, that's great. That's exciting to see. He looked so awesome on those 2 pass catches in particular in this last game. He's been earning his playing time by being good at pass protection, which is usually the last thing to come around for a running back. So here we go again. This is what we wish they were doing on purpose and not reluctantly, but they're letting a rookie get incredibly valuable snaps over the last 6 weeks. But I don't believe in this run game. And even though we think Devin Neal had a good game, he still only had 18 yards on 7 carries because this team is not running the ball well when it's traditionally running the ball. So when you take away the receivers they've taken away, when you take Alvin away, when you take the injuries on the offensive line away, I need Alvin the creator, Alvin the guy in space, Alvin the screen pass option, Alvin the check down option. You're taking a lot away from this offense right now. And you're like, yeah, we have a run game led by Devin Neal and we have a pass game led by Chris Olave and Devon Vele. I think it's going to look dark. I think points are still going to be hard to come by.
Absolutely. The most insane stat of the year is 33 catches for Alvin for 186 yards.
It's great.
I mean, that's not his fault. They aren't using him in the pass game. Look, I mean, obviously, like we see what we see. We last year 950 yards, 4.2 yards per carry. He was on top of the world, and this year it's 131 for 471 at 3.6 yards per carry. It's just like it's not an effective run offense overall. But I know everybody it kind of became a thing on social. I can't go there with y'all, man. Like I still see a guy that averages 4.4 yards per carry or 4.6 yards per carry on outside zone runs. They want to run him up the middle on inside zone at 3.2. I just told you the numbers for last year. Like he averaged 3.7 on inside zone runs last year. You know what the difference is? They only ran inside zone 34 times. Like, so you want to do the primary thing that doesn't necessarily best suit him. I think that's the problem. I don't think it's something else. I think there's still a way for him to be incredibly highly effective. Obviously, he's 30 years old and, all this stuff. Like, we're realistic about it. But I do think that the usage of Alvin has been maybe the worst scenario of it. Like, he just doesn't fit what they want to do, and they haven't made it fit him. Now, I do think that we've seen efforts to get more toward that. Like, they're trying to incorporate more screen. They're trying to incorporate more outside zone. Now he's hurt, so that goes away. I agree with you. I think they're in trouble. Evan Hall, that's who came up today to the 53.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he wasn't active in this game, and they ended up paying the price for it, having to use Taysom Hill as their third tailback. Evan Hall, we've seen his workload ramp up. So I think people didn't even realize he was on the roster, but he kind of leapfrogged Audric Estime, who was. So yeah, I think he'll be active for this game for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I agree with you though. I think it gets a little bit dark. All right, next one presented by Shough Insurance. Turkey's coming up on Thursday. This is how you know it's a bad season, man. We're about to talk turkey, man.
We need to show that we're still in good moods and we're still having fun. I mean, I could have thrown in a.
All right, have you ever had turducken?
What did you think about the guard play? We can talk about that. Let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Have you ever ate turducken?
No, I heard you talking about that on the live stream. I've never eaten it. But the concept doesn't repulse me. I mean, I would eat those 3 things separately. So if you want to cook them all together, sure. Unless something's getting undercooked because there's too many layers around it.
It's repulsive to me. Like it's just like so grandiose and just disgusting.
That's true.
Like it's just, you're doing too much. There's 2 things that I think are most emblematic of like American consumerism and just like doing too much. Like that just perfectly represents America. 1 is turducken, 2 is Buc-ee's. I think those 2 things are America. not our best, not our best stuff. But
look, I have to give a shout out to Buc-ee's and a shout out to the story I did. Speaking of things, we have to do things that are away from just concentrating on the Saints season. If you haven't checked it out on the website, I got the chance to spend 3 days shadowing the Saints area scout on the road last week. And the one I went with, Paul Zimmer, is super. Like he learned. He was a young scout, and he learned I can't eat like that. I need my sleep. All these things. He's like turned into the most health conscious scout in America. So we passed a Buc-ee's, and I said, "Oh, you probably don't go there." And he goes, "Oh no, actually I do. Clean bathrooms."
Great Look, I love Buc-ee's. Like I can't drive by a Buc-ee's. I get excited seeing the billboards for the 400 miles. Like I'm snapping and pointing at one every time I see it. I freaking love Buc-ee's. So but turducken, keep it. Keep it.
Mall. Yeah.
Keep it. A bird inside a bird is just it's nasty, man. Anyways,
I wanted your thoughts on turkey in general. I bet you're like me. I mean, it's the least interesting part of the whole meal, right? It's the left guard of the whole meal.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like I like it. I go to what's it, Copeland's. I get the turkey from Copeland's. Like they make a great turkey. And I love it. I look forward to eating it. Like, but I wouldn't go get it in March.
Yeah.
There's no other day that I'm going to go.
You ever eat a bite of turkey that has nothing on it? No gravy, no cranberry sauce, I mean, it's got to have something on it, right?
Yeah, no. You got to just.
No, it's good on a sandwich. I mean, I'll make it the basis of my sandwich. Put some lettuce, put some mustard on it, or something great. But yeah, it needs to have gravy. It needs to have everything else with it. But cool. It has its day. It makes it feel special.
Yeah, but chicken's the same way though. You got to put something on it, and it's like if I got to pick one, I'm going with the chicken. Dressing up the chicken is better, and I exclusively eat chicken. Like I'll eat chicken every single day. I eat chicken 364 days a year, and then turkey on the last one. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's I'm with you on it.
All right, number one. What's the actual number one draft pick
on Thanksgiving?
And I mean, we're talking Fernando Mendoza, we're talking Caleb Williams. I'm not talking your personal pick. I'm saying if your team has the number one pick, what everyone else wants. It's a value pick. What's your top from the blue chippers?
Well, I mean, look, my top from the blue chippers is a personal pick because I happen to be married to the world's greatest chef, and her mac and cheese is. I put it toe to toe with Emerald can come by, like pull up Donald Link, whatever. Like y'all ain't making a better mac and cheese than her, but that's number one. But I think mac and cheese in general, and I think for me too, like on the personal scale, I probably maybe elevated a bit. Because I don't I don't eat like that, but I do on Thanksgiving, and like it hits different. But her mac and cheese, she could sell it, like no question about it.
My fourth year with NOF, and I've never tasted it. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Sue. Maybe bring a leftover on Friday.
Yeah, I'll throw some Pyrex for you. I got you.
John Hendricks is always bringing in his wife's cookies. That's all I'm saying.
He does.
You're just keeping.
What's yours? What are you taking first?
Number one draft pick is whatever sweet potato dish you do. I used to think this was a side thing, but I think since I've lived in Louisiana for 25 years now, sweet potatoes are a staple. I got to take this. I mean, it's kind of dessert. It's kind of the meal. You're kind of cheating. I'll do a baked sweet potato. I'll do the sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows. However you want to do it. You can make sweet potato fries for me, but I got to have sweet potatoes on my plate. I'm making sure no one takes those from me.
Sweet potato fries are hidden. What's your most underrated?
I think it's the most least disrespected, I would say. The buttered dinner roll, like the melt in your mouth dinner roll. Like if I could only pick three things, I'm not missing out on the bread. No one ever mentions it. They say mac and cheese. They say, whatever stuffing, dressings, obviously wonderful and everything like that. But I think I've gone however many Thanksgivings in my entire life, and I don't think I've never not had like 4 rolls on my plate.
Is corn underrated?
Yes, I think it is. I
like corn. I'm a big corn guy.
That was probably my other choice.
Is pumpkin pie pumpkin pie is properly rated on Thanksgiving, I think.
Properly rated. It's probably
yeah. I like pumpkin pie. Did you see Ian Rappaport said he doesn't like apple pie?
I'm not a huge pie guy in general. Too much filling ratio for me. Sometimes you're just getting a bite without the actual pie crust part on it sometimes. But I mean, apple pie is delicious if you get the ratios right. Yeah.
All right. You brought it back home. All right. You brought it back home.
I'm not a huge pie connoisseur. Too much.
Right.
I don't like the filling to crust ratio on a pie. Like I'd rather eat a cookie that's like pretty much all crust, you know.
Do you like cake?
I'm not a huge cake guy either. I'm not a huge.
All right, so you're not a cake eater, so you're not Adam Banks. All right, we're gonna hit a quick break. We'll be back with the question of the day. Are you ready to buy your first home? Wondering if now's the right time to refinance, or maybe you're thinking about getting into real estate? Whatever play you're trying to run, the pros at MortgageBros.money have the game plan. If you're a first-time buyer, the Mortgage Bros will break down every loan program, help you build a budget that works, and even check if you qualify for 100% financing or down payment assistance. They'll guide you every step of the way, because buying your first home shouldn't feel like a Hail Mary. Heard that rates have dropped and thinking it's time to refi? Don't just guess, get real answers. The Mortgage Bros will review your situation for free and tell you if it's time to make a move or keep waiting for an even better rate. And if you're ready to start investing in real estate, don't let that old 20% down myth stop you. The Bros can show you a home hack that might get you up to 3 doors to rent with little to no money down. Here's the best part. The Mortgage Bros work with you for free. You'll never pay them a penny. They're not bankers, they're brokers. That means if your loan doesn't close, they don't get paid. So they're just as invested in getting you approved as you are. Because let's be honest, signing up for a 30-year loan without a pro on your team is like trying to run the offense without a playbook. You don't need to know every role in the mortgage game. Your pros already do. So go to mortgagebros.money. That's mortgagebros.money and let the bros be your pros.
Score big with kickoff combos at New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company. Don't pass on your choice of our seafood combos or our slider specials. Served with a side of garlic herb fries. Run in now for specials starting at $9.99 at New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I get Gordon?
Because when you're hurt, you need money. And I fight for the people of Southeast Louisiana every day. I got a client who injured their neck in a car wreck, $250,000. Another client was hit by a big truck and needed back surgery. I got them $700,000, and they deserved every single penny.
That's what I'm talking about. Why wouldn't I get Gordon?
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, just call me, New Orleans. Get it done.
Call 504-800-8888.
You ever take a bite of something and immediately think, yeah, I'm coming back for this? Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant just added some new dishes, and man, they crushed it. The shrimp and crawfish pistolets, golden and stuffed with bold Cajun flavor. Fried oyster tacos, crispy, fresh with the perfect kick. And the soft shell crab Alfredo, creamy, rich, and absolutely worth the order. They're open 7 days a week, and they deliver late. Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Delicious food, superior service. Whether you are a local New Orleanian or a fan in town for the game, get your pre- and post-game fired up at Aaron Rose. Local chaos and local love for the black and gold. Wake up and live with daily drink specials, mimosas, screwdrivers, Bloody Marys, and hot or frozen Irish coffees, all just $3 or $4 between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Aaron Rose, half a block from Bourbon Street in the French Quarter, 811 Conti Street. Attention Saints fans, don't let pests and termites invade your home field. Trust the team at Red Pest Solutions to tackle those unwelcome visitors. Call the Red Man today for unbeatable pest and termite control. Score peace with no pest. Visit redpest.com, REDDPEST.com. Welcome back to NewOrleans.Football. It is now time for the question of the day presented by Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. If you need help, make sure you get Gordon. Question today comes from Mr. O_universe. He said, do you believe that the Saints will address running back and guard positions in draft and free agency?
Yes. The better question, not to Sean Payton, Mr. Universe. I'm sorry, Mr. Universe. It's a great question. I'm sorry to do. The better question would be to you. The better question is how high of a priority is, because everything's a need for this team. They don't have any positions locked up for the future that they don't need to touch. But boy, oh boy, guard has kind of turned into, I would consider it at 33 for me. Hopefully these tackles continue on the right trajectory and you feel good about those two guys. But with Trevor Penning obviously flaming out, Cesar Ruiz kind of going through his struggles on and off throughout this season, even though a lot of times he might be getting blamed for poor play around him because of the issues they've had this year. You need someone you can count on in that area. Eric McCoy's not getting any younger at center. I hate to go back to the offensive line but this team can't run the ball. This team can't gain a yard on the 2-foot line. They're going to need to go back to guard, I think, in the second or third or fourth at worst this year.
Would you be willing to draft if he's the best player up there? And it's not a draft with a lot of superstars, but there's two that are potentially Jeremiah Love, running back, and then obviously Caleb Downs, safety. We had the Ashton Genty debate last year about that. If Jeremiah Love, say the Saints are picking 6th, 7th, whatever, and your difference makers at your positions in need are gone, are they built enough now that you'd be willing to go running back?
No. No to the first part. They're not built enough now to change my philosophy. Now, look, I've said this a million times. I mean, if you get the game-changing player and he's a running back and he becomes the identity of your franchise, whatever, LaDainian Tomlinson, whatever. But I just think we have too many examples of a running back can't save a team that has 20 needs. Like Ashton Genty is exhibit A right now for the Raiders. I think it's a hard position to uplift a bad team from. And since their shelf life is so short, by the time you do build the team, then you've got your 28-year-old running back. The Giants with Saquon, and then they traded him to a team who could use a running back. It is a position that scares the crap out of me. Like I need an entire offensive line. I need an entire pass rush. I need an entire secondary. I still need a quarterback. It's really, really, really would be hard for me to draft a running back in the first round.
It's starting to become more interesting to me, though, because we're in a league now where they pass for 180 yards.
That is true. That's fair.
It's becoming more and more like that, and everybody's taking this stuff away. And I don't think you'd hesitate to take a wide receiver. My thing with them is kind of like, yes, you got to have the line. You got to have the line to do it. I don't know about every piece on the team. I don't know if that's your finishing piece. I think when you have the line, you can do it, and it can elevate your team. The question now is if they aren't in striking range of being in a position where you could theoretically draft a Bijan Robinson and take advantage of it, how bad have things gone on that line? Because if you do believe you got left tackle, right tackle, center, you should be able to draft Jeremiah Love and be able to run the ball and be able to plug in the other two gaps where it's like you aren't that far off to where it's like a quick no. And I don't think your quick no is even wrong or misguided. Like I could see the merit in it, but boy, like what is the problem then? Are we looking at maybe the tackles aren't where they're supposed to be? If that's the feeling, like something still isn't quite all the way there. Cause
start running some of that wide zoning yet?
I mean, I think that's part of it too, though. Like it's just kind of, it shouldn't be that far apart where you're like, nah, you can't take them. And like, as you said, I can't really mount an attack against it. I don't know about if like, I probably would still, if he's the best guy there. But like, absolutely. I couldn't, if you came in and you pop your chest out and you got the strong argument and we're making the decision for the draft, I'm like, all right, yeah, he's got this one. Like, I don't feel strongly enough about it to go toe to toe over it.
Few running back arguments. One is they have the shortest career. If you're going to draft someone with the 5th pick, I would like to think maybe I'm going to get 10 to 15 years out of him. And 2 is I have always believed that you can get really good running backs in round 3 and whenever, 2, 3, 4. And I don't think you hit on that. I don't have science backing me up on that. It's more of a gut. But so if the Saints stockpile the picks as they should, they just got an extra 4th and an extra 5th for Rashid Shaheed. Like I would probably rather take my every 2-year shot on finding one of those guys who becomes Bucky Irving than using the 5th pick on a guy. But so there's a lot of reasons why I'm always hesitant to do it. But you also asked Caleb Downs in that question, and safety is also a lower priority position for me, but there is nothing the Saints need more to me right now than a freaking all-pro Give me an all-pro. He can play safety if he's an all-pro. Like, they need real building blocks on this team. So with your second pick or first pick or third pick or whatever they're going to end up with this year, fifth pick, take the player that is actually going to be, when we're doing our player rankings every offseason, number one on that list. If he's a safety.
Love could be that kind of guy. Like, no, like
for that reason. Yeah.
I'm round 3 or 4 unless you see Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs or
That's fair.
Like those guys can really turn it around for you. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think it's an indictment on where their line is, that it isn't just like just drop a guy behind there and it becomes a force multiplier. I don't think they're at that position yet. And I don't know if they're a guy away from it yet either. It's crazy. It really is. I don't know.
Real quick, since you're saying that, you mentioned PFF grades. Did they have Kelvin Banks as the highest rated offensive player? Did you see that on your tape review? Do you have it?
Yeah, I thought he was okay.
They were under constant pressure, so I was surprised.
Most of it was from the right side. It was. Yeah. I mean, you got Fortner and Asim Richards, and then Caesar in the middle, and I thought all those guys had a really rough game. Really rough game. It's crazy. Yeah, no, the O-line I think still needs work, and
it's a shame.
That might be the darkest statement of the season right there. All right, that's going to do it for this show. Enjoy the holiday. We'll talk to you on Friday.